Welcome to the show. We have a new one today, and this is going to be it. Creative Universe Checkpoint Earth presents Union News. Is the twin flame journey endless? The real twin flame work happens on the inside, and then it will guaranteed manifest outside. In this series of lives, I share about what that means for my union consciousness process to inspire you to find yours. It serves as the source for your daily or almost daily twin flame news. Today on the show we have, is the twin flame journey endless? Yeah, let me know when you see this video that you're here. Maybe today you want to write where you are watching from. I'm always curious to know, because isn't it magical that we can connect over the entire world? Of course, you can add a heart for desiring union and a flame for when you want to go to the consciousness state of harmonious union. And that's what it's all about. That makes the difference. That's when you have that, you know that your twin flame journey will work out. I thought about taking the topic, is the twin flame journey endless? Because is it? Are you waiting for your twin flame? Are you counting the days? Are you thinking about what kind of astrology there will come up soon, the coming days, weeks, and months, so that you hope that in waiting for your union to come together, that the stars will align for you and that the stars will help you? Are you feeling like a victim of them and that they never do anything, and you just feel so hopeless about that, and you're searching for a solution to get rid of this hopeless feeling? How many years have you been waiting? And did something change for you? Does it still feel worth it to wait on the true twin flame until you guys will be in union? And you can show on social media that you guys are together, in a picture together, a snapshot of your love, your dating, your marriage. Are you waiting for that day? Or are you not waiting for that day? And have you become like tired of the whole thing? Are you now very negative about it? You try to move on and you're like, yeah, what a bullshit, this stupid twin flame journey. I'm always waiting, and I now understand that that makes no sense. And now I'm angry. And I will end this. And I will move on. Which are you? Or is there maybe another possibility than all of this? A possibility that might be the truth? Well, let's talk about that today. We're going to start with the twin flame union consciousness wisdom of the day, and that's this. There's no path more encompassing spiritually and life-wise than making union come true. Then maintain it into gold. There's no path more encompassing spiritually and life-wise than making union come true. And then, as a next step, maintain it into gold, which is gold consciousness. That's like, you're not only in harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness, and have made it come true, but now you are together moving towards something that I called gold consciousness, which makes you completely harmonized to a new degree. It's complete heaven. So that's why it says that you then in union also maintain it into that gold consciousness, even not even only harmonious twin flame union consciousness, but gold consciousness. There's no path more encompassing spiritually and life-wise than making union come true. And that is sad because some people think that, okay, the twin flame is cool. I would like to be with them. Let's have this relationship. But it's not that easy, it seems, because they ran away or they don't want to answer anymore or whatever your experience is. And maybe, maybe I should indeed do something else spiritually or in life. Yeah, true. Maybe I should go for Kundalini yoga. Maybe I should, I don't know, do more ayahuasca and become more, well, whatever that brings me. Maybe I should, complete my psychotherapy, my psychological development. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the thing that will bring me the fullness of life. And I secretly hope that it also brings me my twin flame union. Yeah, let's try that out because it is very spiritual, isn't it? It's truly a spiritual path. But maybe you are just being distracted now. Maybe you're just trying to, well, lie to yourself. The truth is that inside your path as a twin flame towards your union is all that. You don't need to drink ayahuasca. That's not necessary per se, but the working of that, what that would do to you, is inside the true twin flame journey, led in the right way, going towards the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union, and then even deeper towards the gold consciousness. Everything that you might want to acquire in psychotherapy is inside that journey. It's inside that result. Everything that you hope to get from Kundalini wisdom is inside the twin flame union journey and arriving at the end stage of it. And also, maybe you think like, yeah, okay, I want to be with my twin flame, but that's like a tiny part of life, right? It's like only us. It's only the relationship that I want, the love relationship. Well, when I have him, that's done. But the rest of my life is like still laying bare here, what kind of work I do, what kind of money I make, what kind of house I live in, what kind of health I will have, what kind of wealthy feeling I may experience, my social life, my family life, my children, what kind of study I will do to learn more for the next job or what have you. These are all kind of different topics, right? Because this is just like my twin flame and I, a relationship. Okay, that's like this tiny little island here. And then the rest of my life. But that's not true as well. Because in life, the twin flame union journey is also all encompassing. And there's nothing that is more encompassing than the twin flame union journey. Because you will experience, when you truly arrive with the right inner work, in the right community, with a true teacher, that what will happen is it will touch every part of your life. It will touch you in your meditation. It will touch you in your money. It will touch you in your purpose. It will touch you and change you and transform you in your social life, your wealth, your body, your health, in every daily life topic. And there is nothing more encompassing and more transforming in all these life topics than the twin flame journey. It'll direct everything to the right place. And many a time we don't really realize that, but there it is. That's the truth. And let's step towards the next part, and that's the ACIM lesson of the day, A Course in Miracles. And that's a book in which a course is presented with which you can go towards union consciousness. And guess what? That's exactly what you need for twin flame union consciousness, right? So that's one helpful way to do that. And the lesson in that ACIM book of today is 163. There is no death. The Son of God is free. Death is a thought that takes on many forms, but unrecognized. It may appear as sadness, fear, anxiety, or doubt, as anger, faithlessness, or lack of trust, concern for bodies, envy, and all forms in which the wish to be as you are not may come to tempt you. All such thoughts are but reflections of the worshipping of death as savior and as giver of release. Embodiment of fear, the host of sin, God and the guilty, God of the guilty and the Lord of all illusions and deceptions, does the thought of death seem mighty? For it seems to hold all living things within its withered hand, all hopes and wishes in its blighting grasp, all goals perceived but in its sightless eyes. The frail, the helpless, and the sick bow down before its image, thinking it alone is real, inevitable, worthy of their trust. For it alone will surely come. Now, the text of this lesson is much longer, and you can read it and much more in my show notes. And I publish everything that we talked about in this show, always after the show, on my Patreon. And when you become a member, you support the show, you support your own journey, because you invest in Divine Mother and then she will help you. And then you can see it. So that's cool. If you want to do that, please come to patreon.com/PJ at Creative Universe. Click the link below, same thing. That would be wonderful. And I give many extra benefits when you become a member. But let's go back to the lesson. There's no death. So maybe surprising that we're going to talk about death. The Son of God is free. So that was the title of the lesson. There's no death. The Son of God is free. So sort of stating that there is like an opposition of these two things. Death on the one hand and the Son of God on the other hand. And did you know that in ACIM, the idea of the Son of God also includes the daughter of God, and it means your spirit, your inner truth of what you truly are. And inside that one spirit that we all are, which is the Son of God, you are a twin flame. It's actually your union that is the Son of God. You should think about it like that. And it's one. It's one spirit. We're all one in union. It's a consciousness of one. That's the Son of God. So the Son of God is free. Union is free. There is no life and death. It's free. It's just union. And then on the other side, you have death. And then you have union, free. No life or death, just being. And then there's death on the other side. So that's an interesting idea, right? Well, I have earlier and on other times, I have talked about that for twin flame union, it is good to think about you and your twin flame as the union, and that is like the person that we're talking about. And also that this person, this union, is like the invisible, deeper self of you, spirit. Slightly as opposed to, in trying to educate you about this, the body or the bodies. You're not a body, you're that spirit, you're the union. And that helps when you make that come true, to go to your twin flame union. That's where it lives. And then also, as a result, the bodies will come together and act harmoniously together. That's just a natural result of that. But how do you reach that within the joy that you want permanently? Well, to see it like you're not the bodies, you're the union. So you're not the body or the bodies, because the bodies, they die. That's that part, like this is death and life. The bodies, they are born and they die. But you are union, your spirit. You're free, you're the son of God. You're the twin flame union. You're free, you're being. You see? So, yeah, that's all in the title. There's no death. The Son of God is free. It just makes clear what we're talking about. What's the twin flame even? What the twin flame even is? Death is a thought that takes on many forms, often unrecognized. So, if you believe in the bodies, if you believe that you're this person in the bodies, you don't believe that you're the union. And what happens then is manifold. You will be fearful, you will have anxiety, you will doubt, you have anger, you have faithlessness, you don't have trust, you're only thinking about the body and that it needs to survive, you will be envious, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth. It just goes on and on. So that's the description of this. So, should you be angry, maybe you feel like you have envy, maybe you feel that you don't have trust. Well, that's because you're not in the right consciousness. You're in the death consciousness. That's what this lesson says. And yeah, sometimes it might sound shocking, like, what? You may have never thought about it like that. Well, that's why this course exists, to bring you another idea about what this all is, how it all works. And yeah, I hope that once again gives more clarity about where the union is, where union consciousness is, where twin flame union lives, and where it does not live. And then again, that does not mean that you won't be physically together in a beautiful love relationship. You will. But that will happen while you don't identify with the body. So let's go to my own book. I opened it as if it's an oracle, and I found this segment. Here it comes. It is from a chapter in which Master J.D. is channeled. And that is a Christ Master that is not known yet, not really much known yet for the most of you. And it's a she, wants to be our friend in the twin flame journey, in our search for union consciousness, because she knows all about it. And this is one of her messages that I channeled in September 2019. Only when you allow your soul to be touched and your friendship to be opened, you can start to truly and peacefully transform. Source's laws are empty vessels of nothingness without the reception of it in your feelings, that are your creation instruments of the soul. Your feelings are not your emotions that are reactions to the outside happenings. They are your intimate heart vibrations that attract your abundance, that is your spiritual heritage and destiny. You can recognize the deep feelings of longing to come home when you open yourself consciously to it. You can also call it a passionate desire when you connect it to your divine will. From that place of being, deep emotions of homecoming can be felt. This is where emotions turn around and become instead a guidance system to return to source. This is why guidance is conducive and formulas fail eventually. Feelings are your guidance tool. But because most of you are not brought up in a culture that has taught that the experiential map to know the way in this material you are made of, many spiritual students get lost in extremes. You do not start to have an overview. When you do start, when you do start to have an overview, you will understand yourself better and can start a truly groundbreaking communication that manifests immediately. Conversely, when you do not communicate with feelings, you cannot have relationships, and all that is manifested through you will eventually not be worth it. Because the feeling power may be behind it as a motivator, but not in it. Master JD on September 19 to 20, 2019. The soul is the place. This is another quote. It is placed after that. The soul is the place where you experience the value of all things. And that was a small quote that came from Ananda Jai, which was my first spiritual teacher. And later I understood that it had been my spiritual teacher in many lives. All of this was taken from the Emerald Itinerary on page 269. And you can find that in the paper book called Twin Flames, Manifesting Your Abundant Life of Love. And I wrote that, and you can find it on Amazon when you put my name inside the search bar. So she tries to bring us to the idea that there's an inherent value in the soul whispers that you feel in the heart. And they are true feelings. They are subtle waves of these frequencies that are valuable and that are in your union. And when you are able to reach them underneath the layer of your emotions as reactions to the outside world, then you have a steering tool. Then you have a guidance tool inside yourself that will bring you to your twin flame and to your harmonious union. And is the alive place where you live from inside harmonious union. And when you take it in there, you will start to feel deep emotions again, but they will not be reactions to the outside world, but home bringing emotions in your inner world of your union. And they will be waves that bring you the new thing in your union, the new wave of what will come next for you and your twin flame. The new wave of that you will now start to be a family together. The new wave of when you in the inner place of the union feel that you will now start to go next level in your shared money life, for instance. Different things. And she just explains that that's how it works. And if you would walk around the earth and do things and stuff, what we human beings do all day long, right? For your job or for doing the laundry or whatever, but you don't have a connection to all of this, then you're basically empty. And well, you may still have done the laundry, and that may have been necessary, and that's okay. That's not like wrong, but it's not connected. It's not in relationship. It's like a shallow thing that is like hollow. And outside things need to happen. But the invitation is to connect them to the inner world. And that's where it lies, what you're looking for. That's where the result that you are desiring is placed. And that will also be the end of the waiting for your twin flame. Because they will be there with you. Let's go to the oracle guidance of today. I made an oracle deck for union and mission. Let's see. I pre-shuffled them already. Let's ask Divine Mother to help us get a card. Well, this one sticks out, so we're going to take it. Oh, that's not surprising. Because here we see in like the image, the essence of the card. And it is like the vortex of energy came out of the egg that cracked open. That's what the image means. Oh, here's the other part of the egg. And the vortex of energy, which is like a spiral of energy, came out. So that is that valuable frequency of union. And it comes only when you cracked the outside shell, the outside world, the outside form open. And then the inside feelings that are valuable and that connect and that are a relationship. They're there. They're present. Because qualities are inborn, says the card. A 1.3. Let's read the text in the booklet, but right now on my screen. And I will read the union meaning of the card, but there's also a mission meaning of the card, Twin Flame Mission. And you can read that in the show notes that I will put on Patreon. Tune to your inner qualities. Union. Your deepest desire is to come home within yourself. An experience of being present within your natural abundance. Coming home is not an initiation, but a tender experience of peace that is present in and around the state of harmonious union. This state is an inkling moment that is exact, but the result, the coming home, is draped in your humanness around it. Initiations form the steps of the journey to arrive right there. In this movement of homecoming, you will see that you are at a beginning now, and that you now will grow into who you really are, that you now see your union for what it truly is and can start. It may seem to look in many aspects like what was here before. Your union may have the same direction even. The 360 degrees of awakening that lies in this will make it all quite different. In this landscape, you will see for the first time ever fully what you have always already had been made of. Your inborn qualities with which you creatively give shape to your life and the world. You are a vortex made of spiraling powers tuned to a very specific tone. This tone was earlier not yet in the restful peace, not surrounded by peace and silence, and now it is. Before you will arrive here definitively, you can create this space for yourself in meditation. Give yourself an hour and sit with yourself in your bedroom with nothing to do. However, a cup of tea, for instance, might work great. Something that feels natural for you and does not stimulate the mind. A series of days in which you give yourself moments of pure being can be a wonderful meditative and free home retreat. To experience a preview of the simplicity of peace, of definitively arriving in your natural abundance, there where you do not necessarily have to create separate moments any longer and continually are surrounded by the peace that we just discussed and live in exchange with that. Key is a beautiful series of 4 questions. That is the Twin Flame tool. And it will bring you in your natural quality of this moment, accessible from any possible emotion or thought that bothers you. And Yacht, that is the bigger whole of the Twin Flame Inner Work tool that Key is a part of, is a more elaborate version of that. Okay, it's there. These qualities are essential to you and always with you. These rememberings give peace, silence, and the beginning of everything that you contribute to heaven on earth. So, is the Twin Flame journey endless? Are you waiting for your twin flame? Do you think it is later in time and you have no influence on how to arrive there? And if you arrive there, then you are mistaken. Being with your twin flame does not take place in time. It does not even take place in the body necessarily. Although you have a body and you will still have it when you're in union and you will experience the union as bodies with all the romance between the bodies. But that's not necessarily where it essentially takes place. Not in time, not in the body, not in the future. But where does it take place? That may be a question that you need to answer for yourself. Does it take place in time? No. Does it take place in the body? No. Where does it take place? Why is waiting for your twin flame endlessly not the method? Because maybe you thought that one day the astrological alignment might link to your union. Maybe you still believe that twin flame unions come together in waves and we're in the blue wave or in the purple one or I don't know what. Well, the truth is that twin flame union doesn't take place in time because time does, in the spiritual truth where twin flames reside, not exist. The truth is that there is an endless now. And when you enter that, you will be with your twin flame. Twin flame union doesn't take place in the body because even though you will still have the bodies and you will experience the romance with the bodies dancing and meeting, etc., together, when it is time, twin flame union takes place where union lives. That's in spirit. And when you surrender yourself into that, and you don't identify with bodies anymore, but instead with spirit, then you will be in union. That's where union lives. It's timeless, and it is in spirit. It's your eternal union that is already true. But you have to let go into it. You have to surrender into it. You have to unlearn anything that keeps you away from that, which is pretty much everything that you learned in school and when you grew up and what your peers have learned and are talking about all day long and what the news on TV says. And it's not that. And much of it you have to actually actively unlearn. How it impacted you, you need to unlearn, to then let in the influence of true sacred union so that you can learn correctly what the truth is, what you actually are, that you are union eternally, not a body in time. So when you are union eternally, would it make sense to wait for your twin flame? Would it make sense to await until this befalls you? When you will experience eternity and when time has ended or something. Maybe you start to wait for that one now. When will it happen? When will God throw it onto me? When will God bestow it onto us? Maybe next January, or in 5 years, maybe 15, maybe next life. That must be it. Next life. But that's nonsense, because when it is eternal, it is without time, and that means it's just in the now, accessible in that aspect of eternity that is now. And you can experience that now. And when union is not in the body, but in spirit, you don't need to wait for that because you are already dead. Maybe you're just focusing on that you are a body talking to a screen. That's what I'm doing now with my body. But let's defocus on that and experience in the heart right now that I'm not saying that I don't experience that, but I'm just trying to educate how that could work for you. That I am spirit right now. And that's why we need to unlearn many things to go to that place and make that the place where we live every day. We're not even going to just go on a holiday there, on a vacation of 2 weeks. We're going to live there permanently. And that's when your twin flame union will come. That's when your romance will start and grow legs, so to speak. And you start to hear from them again, and you'll come together and have conversations that are really deep, and you will start to interact, and you will start to live life together, basically. You will start to do your mission together because you experience purpose together in the heart. That's when it will come. When you live there in the now in spirit instead of in time and in the body. So you'll need to have a way to unlearn whatever you need to unlearn to be able to do that. And then you will be with your twin flame, because it's only natural to be with your twin flame, because you are in spirit a union. You are in the now, in heaven, in twin flame heaven, in union with your twin flame. That will manifest physically. That's law. It's only logic. So you don't need to wait until the future comes. You'll need to unlearn what holds you back from being in the now in spirit, where you are in union. And you do that by doing the twin flame inner work, and not by doing something else. And the twin flame inner work is, you need to become aware of your reactions to the world and to them, what you feel bad about. And you'll need to turn it around, all of it, and to keep on turning all of that around, and to commit to that as a lifestyle. And then it will be possible for you to find that inner flow that this is about, and join that. And there will be a definitive joining moment in your consciousness. And that is the harmonious twin flame union starting point. That's what that is. And it will be a very defined moment. And if you work closely with me as an ongoing student, we will both know, and I will be also able to tell you sometimes to the minute or to the second when it has happened for you. That's how it works for students of mine. And then you can start to live that life with the true twin flame, with all the bodily pleasures that it is really about. When you maintain that consciousness and not again start to identify with the body, and not again go back to waiting. So interesting that this whole idea of waiting for the twin flame, that it seems so logic and is so normal for so many people that are curious about this topic and have some experiences with twin flames that might be genuine, but they don't understand that you're not supposed to wait for them, but undo everything that makes you believe that waiting is something that makes sense instead. So interesting that it is really like the opposite of it, that it's really the truth, that really works. But it really does work. And so that's what I teach. That's what I pass on to you. That's what we do here. We're not waiting for the twin flame results in the future. We're excavating your pathway towards manifesting the fact that you already are it. That's what we're doing when we start to work together. And that's what we'll also do together when you step right now in the Twin Flame Abundance Now year group course, because this is the time in which you can step into that, because the doors have opened. They will close soon when I have 9 people or when it is August 8th, 2025. So right now you can check out what this group course is. We will do exactly what I just told you. It will happen for you. That's a guarantee. You can check it out, what this group course is, in the link that is in the description box below and also in the pinned comment underneath this video. So yeah, I present 3 options for you there that you can choose from. Which one would be best for you? Just check it out and pick one of the 3 and buy it. And then we will be able to work together the coming time on exactly this. Well, that is my work. That is what I do. That's my job. It is also my twin flame mission. So that may be good to know. We do it with my twin flame because I can't do it without him. Because we are in harmonious union. So, in spirit, he is in everything that I do, also when he's not physically helping me in the school. But that's also not true because he does physically help me. Anyway. It will all come together for you. And it will be complete. It's very funny that eventually this is such a short talk about, are you still waiting for the twin flame? Well, that does not work because something opposite is what will help you to go to your journey. And it will not be endless, but it will take a while before, like in time, when we do speak about time again, it will take a while before you will reach that consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union that it's all about, that you can reach by coming to the group course. That does take a while, like practically speaking. I can't say how much time you will need to make that journey towards taking everything away that holds you back from letting it fall into place. I can't tell you how much time that will take you because it just depends on, well, you, how much time you need or you take or you want to spend on falling into that consciousness space. There will be a movement of things that you will need to let go. And some things are easy to let go, and some things you will have resistance to letting go of. And the more resistance you have, usually the longer it takes. So that's a little bit how you would see that. In general, I would say that doing this work, letting go of the waiting and excavating the journey, the path towards falling back into the right consciousness state where everything will become physical for you. In general, I would say that taking that pathway, when you think about 3 to 5 years, that's cool. That's great. But that's very general. And it actually also comprises of the time that you take after going there that is still necessary for you to keep it in check, the process, so to speak, and to be together closely while you do that. Because when you don't only want to reach it, you also want to keep it, right? And in the beginning, that's really sort of vulnerable in a certain sense. So you stay close afterwards. And it also comprises of, well, just getting the techniques down and getting used to it, because you need them for the rest of the time together afterwards that you will spend with your true twin flame, because you will keep on needing to do the twin flame inner work. That's maybe also something that you didn't expect, but that's how you keep on being together forever after. So, and it can become daunting between you and your twin flame, depending on whatever is in your heart, your shared heart in union, that you apparently want to figure out together, because that's why it's there. And it can become daunting. And you want to have practiced this inner work for a long time so that it's really ingrained in you how it really works, and so that it becomes a habit instead of something that you really need to guide yourself through step by step. It really becomes more of a habit only after a while, and then you know that you have it down for when it becomes difficult between you and your twin flame in the future. And that's how you keep your union, and you keep your harmonious union consciousness state. But then maybe when it doesn't sound attractive, ooh, so much time, really? Well, here's another perspective. I have seen that, well, personally, I have taken a couple decades for it. So, that's already so much faster, like you can't believe. But here it comes. One of my students, she was ripe for it. She reached it in 4 months and 4 days. So there you go. It is possible. It depends. We will experience it together, what will be reachable for you. But at the end of the day, also think about it like this. It also doesn't matter, because also in this regard, time eventually does not exist in spiritual truth, and you will experience that, because the journey that we're going to do together will take you to that eternal place in consciousness inside of you where your twin flame lives, but also where you will experience that it's just as if no time elapsed at all. I promise you, that will be your experience, because that's law. That's how that goes. That's what happens when you come into harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state. That's what happens to you there. And it also doesn't matter, because eternal romance with your twin flame forever after is worth it, no matter what. So there you go. Stop waiting and step into eternal romance. I choose now to explore the most complete depths of my being. I surrender my mind completely to God, that He may bring it into perfect harmony with His. I invite God now into my very core, that He may make it right, returning it perfectly to its state of eternal wholeness. I trust in the power of divine love. I choose to see the truth that it is universally accepted by all. At the core of every child of God, including me, we're all one with our twin flames and God. It is safe for me to open completely to love now. My love. Love is not elusive unless you command it so. But don't worry, you could not choose against love itself, because you are love itself, manifest as you, eternally. If you command it to leave, love does not leave, because it cannot possibly leave. But you leave love by the power of your command. And by that same power, you cannot command yourself to return to love. You can command yourself to return to love. And it is so revealing to you that love never left. It is safe to let go. It is safe to relax into love's eternal presence. Love is calling you home, and I'll be here waiting. I have always been here with you, and I always will be. Your next step. Don't forget to actually start the process and jump on the team. Actively come to our community, start doing the correct inner work, and ask the support you deserve through our services so that we can start the relationship that will lead you to harmonious union and beyond. When you're not in a relationship, you're not on a team and you can't expect the results I am speaking of and in fact guaranteeing. Currently, you are cordially invited to step into the group year course experience. This is the Twin Flame Mystery School you have been waiting for. I'm looking for 9 people to step into this abundant opportunity. Twin Flame Abundance now has opened its doors. Start giving so that you can receive. The door closes as soon as I have my 9 people that will be successful in their journey. But first, we have many festivities together, and we already had the first webinar. We already had the love game of 5 days plus. And we will have another webinar, and it will be on Saturday, June the 21st. So check it out at tinyurl.com/Twin Union Solutions webinar. Or go to the link that I post below in the description box or in the pinned comment. And when you want to check out the group course description, go to creativeuniverse.earth/abundance now or click it in the link below or in the pinned comment. The show notes. You can, however, support this ongoing live Twin Flame news as such. Make it possible as co-creator. Without your participation and financial gifts, I cannot do anything because we need to have an energetic and verbal visual exchange for things to make sense and to know what I need to talk to you about. And also, we're on the earth, and that necessarily always works with money as a means to make sacred content actually physically flow. Therefore, I post the show notes in Patreon. Come over and enjoy. Have influence on the broadcasts. Yeah, because I want to know from you right there what you need me to talk about next. Don't miss out on the behind the scenes experience. Patreon.com/PEJ at Creative Universe or click the link below. This month's Patreon subscriber action is I have a very special service. It has brought a student in the consciousness state of Harmonious Twin Flame Union 2 weeks after having undergone it. It is a bringing together of everything that my method offers in a compact and focused way. When you feel ready to truly go in now, this is for you. Normally, this currently costs €444 ex VAT for people that are not regular students inside the year group course Twin Flame Abundance Now, and half the price for those inside of it. The special deal is that anyone can now go for the half price for those that are second tier Patreon members, only during June. If you enjoyed this webinar, not this webinar, of course, this video, share it with a friend, like it, and subscribe to my channel. I am Petra, in the consciousness state of Harmonious Twin Flame Union since March 2020. I worked with the new Christ Masters on Earth right now to roll this consciousness state out so that everyone can enjoy the abundant life with their true Twin Flame soon enough. After going in with me right here, don't search any further. You reached what you were looking for. Amen.